Hello, 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 and welcome to No Time to Explain. This is your girl, Mrs. IbeFriction, and we have a full house. Everybody is present today. This is the first time in like a month almost, it seems like, since we've all been
2
here.
months.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, since January.
Oh, so we got IbeFriction,
Hi.
KingXeph,
What's up, guys?
Ego. I'm not saying your full name.
Ego the humble bragger. Black Akoski.
And is it Suchie? Is it Suchie?
Lust Suchie. Ooh, you
Love.
only
He got a few.
$9.99 a month, baby.
That's
$9.99. Good.
a little cheap.
Cheap little
son,
bitch.
where'd you find this?
And why did you become 80?
Well, yeah. Anyway, so today's the last day of Black History Month.
It's not done yet. It's like this month is long,
You would
bro.
think 28 days it's been a minute.
Long 28 days.
It's been a long
I'm
28
tired of being
days.
this black, bro. I've been super black all month, man. Gosh,
How's your yak?
I'm tired of it, bro. I want some wine. I want some
Margarita.
vodka or something. Give me something white, a margarita, yeah.
Well, today, since it's the last day of Black History Month, I feel like it is only right we talk about our blackness, our personal blackness, and what that means to us.
The one I just shit on. You should have told me that before.
I feel like that was good. No, you were honest about how you feel. You know, people get to know you a little bit better.
Respect your honesty.
But yeah, so we're gonna talk about just what being black means.
People get to know about you. Yeah, not so black.
Not as black as I want to be, but we get it done.
Sidebar before we get into the episode. Happy birthday to my grandma. She
Hey,
turned 71 today. Don't,
Big Mama.
Ego. Don't.
You think I'll dish your grandma on our podcast?
Yes, because she's not listening, so yes.
I mean, she's
But
never,
don't.
she's never said anything to me
But
that
don't.
would make me have to dish her.
Listen.
Look, just because two
Hey.
people at this close might be kind of at this table might be kind of close.
Are you
know?
rapping?
Can we not?
Shut
Anyway, happy birthday, Mama dear.
Happy birthday, Mama dear.
Happy birthday, Mama dear. I'm not saying it.
Anyway, but yeah. So, who wants to start off? We're just gonna move on. Who's gonna start off with that? What does your black mean to you? What does it mean to be black to you?
Such a terrible question.
Terrible question.
Because it's like you have to. You force people to validate their culture. You know what I mean? Like,
What you mean?
it's a great question, but also a bad question because there's no right answer to it.
There's no wrong answer,
There's no right answer.
but there's no wrong answer.
A lot of wrong answers. To
No,
other
it's
people.
not.
No,
If
that's
I
equal.
ask you, what does being black mean to you? That is your personal opinion about how you identify yourself.
This is
And-
I'm back.
Yeah,
I was gonna
I'm like, go ahead. I don't got nothing.
All I was gonna say,
Ghost dad.
it's a very objective question. So even though there is no right answer, it becomes a wrong answer because now other people have opinions. Because if you don't have the answer that they expected, it's now wrong.
I would say criticize. It's more of a
Or
criticize.
criticize.
Yeah.
And be 10 tones down.
Hey.
No, I don't care. Come on, bro.
I mean,
My name's a humble bragger.
That was the point of the question, though. I mean, it's really it's your personal opinion, what black means to be. And then, of course, my answer will be quite different from y'all's just based on the fact that I'm a woman. You know what I mean? So,
Oh, yeah, 100%.
there's multiple ways to answer the question. And yes, you're right. There are, depending on the answer, you can be criticized a little bit more because I think there is a general idea of what black is supposed to mean to people. And, if you like even the general aspect of it, okay, yeah, people are going to come at you. But at the end of the day, that's how you feel. And if that offends you, then maybe it's something that you need to think about.
Yeah. I would say my blackness is, the best way I can describe this is a +1 stat point on anything I do.
I love it.
I mean,
That sounds fantastic.
If it's real, I play Pokemon. Oh, that's lame. Oh, but he's black though. I throw hands. Oh, he's black. Sexually, I talk to a girl. he's kind of cute. You know, he's not the tall, but he's black. It's always a +1 stat point on anything we do.
I love it.
So it's
I love it.
That's the best way I can describe it.
That's crazy.
That is an
so...
excellent. That was an excellent way to say that, and I absolutely love it.
Yes.
What are you gonna say, Suchie?
I'm speechless at what he just said. Like,
well, he speaks because his stat didn't stitch. he went through his skills like, damn, my stat didn't drop yet.
There are stats. We have those.
I'm seeing a bunch of negatives in my stats.
Damn, I got nerfed, boy.
I thought the curls would give me points.
They got hit today,
crazy.
I respect you, Suchie. Oh, sorry, Suchie. It was just funny.
No, that's funny, but no, it's a good thing because, like, you know, I feel like black people, it's hit or miss because, like, black people at a certain age, like between like 12 to like senior high school, we don't have the ability sometimes to be ourselves. But once we like get past high school and you like get into the real world, I feel like us as a culture have the best ability to be ourselves in the long term. You know what I mean? Because like we're unapologetic as a people, just like baseline being black. Anything we add on to that is just really dope. Artists, music, dance, technology, it's all going to be super dope coming from a black person. You know what I mean? Just because we always have that baseline dopeness and we have a baseline heritage that a lot of people don't get. You know what I mean? I would say the closest thing to something like us would be Hispanic people who have like a really deep heritage, you know, kind of more than us in some cases, you know what I mean? And things that come from us seem to be a little bit more attractive to other people. We get bit more than any other race because of the products that we come out with and our mindsets and what we bring forefront to the culture. You know what I mean?
We are the culture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it sucks, but it really is.
And they just water it down so it's palatable for everyone else, but it all comes from us.
Yeah,
all of it.
I don't know what that noise was.
Oh, my bad. That's
This is like
just
this
expensive ass Starbucks cup. Make some noise when you move.
At least it's all black.
Just touch it.
I felt that Starbucks.
It's just so fun to do that. I don't know. You want to do it? Anybody want to do it?
I can't.
Are you sensory?
It's dry.
Yeah, it's a sensory thing. Just
oh yeah.
It looks dry.
It's not.
It's not.
It's not. It's more pointy than dry.
It looks like them
hurt me.
I know.
forces.
Sorry. We talked about that today.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
The black your own people.
those the spiky Air Force Ones. People used I got a pair of them. And the bubble vest, matching bubble vest.
Black.
I'm from Chicago.
Who next? Who next? You just blame that on everything. I'm from the city.
I'm from Chicago, man. We made mistakes, boy.
Yeah. I guess I'll go next because it's gonna be hard to stand up to what you just said, Torrance, because that's like I think what you said describes like it would describe how I feel in a much more conducive and shortened way, because to me, I see it as a way of breaking social norms of my personal blackness, because it's not really something I would say as an advantage, but it's one thing that I don't like about our culture is how divided we are as a culture, or how we can be seen negatively within our culture and even outside our culture. One of the things that I kind of like about where I sit into it is the fact that I'm not seen as a traditional black person because I like certain things. Just like you say, it's like, you know, hey, I like anime. Hey, I like rock music. Hey, I like all these other things that aren't quote unquote seen as black things. And being seen in a sense because you like those other things that other black folks or even other white folks don't see you as black so much. And it makes them question it makes them question your integrity of how black you are.
Right.
And so, you know, I personally hate just the negative look of things. So I try to be like, hey, let's be positive. Let's do the right things while embracing who we are. Because not everything in our culture is negative or bad, but a lot of it, even though some of it is less tamed, is seen negatively. Mm-hmm. And that's just unfortunately just the country we live in and the culture and racism and all that other stuff. And that's part of it that I just absolutely dislike, where it makes it difficult to kind of be yourself all the time, unless you're just around like, just like us, where we just fuck around and do what we want to do and say what we want to say. But in the public's eyes, it's just like, well, now I have to worry about how people look at me, how people think of me, and all that other stuff.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like we're like one of the few cultures that like when we get shunned by the rest of the black community, no one else sees us as black anymore.
Yeah.
Either. You know what I mean? Like if a white person acts black, my community still addresses the fact that he's white, and they get treated that way. You know what I mean? Asian person acts black, they're still Asian. You know what I mean? They're just urban. A black person, acts
white, quote unquote,
white. They get like exiled from the black community because they're not.
It's like, give me your black card.
Give me your black card. You're not black anymore. But then like other races, be like, oh, you're not that black. You're not scary. You're not that black. You're cool.
That is so crazy. Like it's like a. It almost gives you a complex. Like you get, it's almost like an identity crisis, depending on the type of person you are. Because it's like, okay, I'm not black enough to be black, and clearly I'm black. Like I can't be anything else but black. But to have people outside of the culture denounce your blackness is disrespectful in a sense. And then it just sucks to have the people within your culture be like, you're not really one of us.
Or even imagine dealing with that identity crisis in a moment of peril. Like, let's just say, for example, it's like, someone is a little bit more privileged than everybody else, and they're raised that way, and then they have to encounter like, racist cop. Yeah. And in their mind, they're just like, I'm just ordinary person. And then it's like they're being addressed at,
you're black.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like, and then you get all this abuse and all this unnecessary treatment, and it's just like, where's this coming from? And it's like, no,
because your blackness was never addressed.
Have you seen Woke?
Mm-mm.
What's
TV show, right?
Huh?
It's on Netflix, right?
Talking about?
Yeah, it's the black dude from New Girl.
Oh, it was, yeah.
What's his name? I forgot his name. This show is
the one you met.
Yeah, I know. I'm having a blank. It's really upsetting me, but he's
Winston.
Great. He's such a great dude. He's such a great dude. He talked to me like 10 minutes.
You don't know his name.
I know. I'm a bad person, man.
You're a terrible fan.
I've watched New Girl like 10 times, so I get Winston's just in my head. So I'm trying.
But his real name is.
I try not to call him Winston.
Winston like la. Starts with L, right?
Yeah.
Lawrence.
Yeah,
it's not Lawrence.
I'm looking it up for you.
No, it's a little something.
Yeah, but that show is about him being a cartoonist, and he makes a cartoon that's like not really falling on black community.
Sidebar: it's Lamorris.
Lamorris, yeah, real black name, Jesus. Lamorris. So the cartoon is about a piece of toast, and the piece of toast gets burnt, which is a darker piece of toast, so it shaves itself to be more comfortable. So black people call it like anti-colorism and blah blah blah. So black people hate him. But he's like, I don't get it. I'm a black dude. I don't like toast. Blah blah blah. He's putting his cartoon up in New York, and he gets attacked by cops because they profile him as somebody else that is who looks like him, who looks nothing like him. At the end of the day, but they throw him to the ground, they stomp on him, and then they you're the wrong guy, and just leave him and don't apologize, right? And so the show is about him realizing, oh fuck, I'm black, pretty much. It's like, I'm black. I'm not helping my people out through my cartoon. I'm not helping people out by the way I'm acting. I'm not representing my culture, and like I'm promoting colorism. I'm promoting self-hate, and he's like battling. And like the whole time he's battling this, his cartoons come alive. His pen comes alive. His cartoons, and they're talking to him. It's really good, really good. It's only 8 episodes on. It's on Hulu.
It's on Hulu.
Yeah, it's on Hulu. It's free. It's so good though, and it's hilarious on top of that.
It was.
Yeah. But yeah, that's just the part. That's just a part of it I feel, and it's like it's always that conflicting feeling that is just like, hey, I like this stuff, but most black culture will see that as negative, or hey, a lot of white people will embrace me more for this. If I like these things, but
yeah,
and it's just like, why can't I just like what I like and be embraced no matter what? But no, it's just like, you're weird, you're a nerd, you're an Oreo.
I imagine that's what people go through, like Hispanic looking people who don't speak Spanish.
Yeah.
Like, and they get pissed. And they get so angry when you look Hispanic and can't speak Spanish. They get so mad, like, you're useless.
my aunt's niece, when it would happen to her, she would get upset. Like, she would legit get pissed. Like, go from 0 to 10 real quick. Like, if somebody walked up to her and started speaking Spanish. And it's like,
Yeah, she just got pissed. I didn't understand it, but I mean, if that's the way you feel about it, that's the way you feel about it. You know.
That would be weird though for somebody to just walk up to you and speak a different language, and you're just like,
Yeah.
It's
You don't even ask.
Yeah,
like,
I would almost prefer that though than to someone just assume you can't. You know what I mean? If I look at how I am, and I am Spanish, I am this culture, and you just assume I'm not, you're taking something away from me instead of pushing something onto.
it's a
onto
double-edged
me.
sword.
You know what I mean? It's bad both ways.
Yeah.
But I feel like you're ripping like Eric. Remember Eric from the dorms?
oh yeah, because he
remember
didn't look. He did not look
You remember
Spanish
Eric, right?
at
The
all.
Yeah, the Indian dude's friend.
Yeah, Assad.
Yeah.
Assad's
Yeah,
buddy.
I still talk to that group.
Oh, you talked to him? Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
165.
yeah. He is one of our buddies. He's like, I almost call him a white dude. See, just like that. He's a very light-skinned Hispanic dude. He's red hair, short hair, freckles. Like, it looks like the
Irish.
normal. Like, he's like an Irish dude.
He looks white.
I didn't know he was Hispanic for 2 years.
And he just snapped off one day.
Yeah, we were
Wasn't he
playing.
dancing? Well, that's when I saw it.
I found out when you found out.
When he was dancing,
Yeah, he
right?
started. He was doing salsa, and he started like,
and we were looking like,
he got moved.
Yeah, we found out playing football at Knickerbocker, and the Spanish dude was selling ice cream, and Eric started ordering for us in Spanish, like perfect Spanish. And we're just like, whoa. And he's like, I'm like, oh, how many years of Spanish you take? He's like, none. I'm like,
What the fuck?
he let me figure it out. He didn't say it. He just stared at me. And I'm like, oh, you're Mexican, my bad, bro.
Especially with his last name too. I would have.
I don't know what
would've
Gaboyo
never-
is.
DeBoyo, I would have never. I thought it was just a really bad German name.
I
like
found
French
out.
or something.
Yeah.
I found out it was a welcome weekend, and it was like the RAs and NRHs like doing like a little I don't know, music video dance.
Yeah, it was like a music introductory type
all of a
thing.
sudden. I mean, I'm talking. This is late. This is after like
And Suavemente
he
came
started
on,
killing it.
and
I'm like,
he went off.
and then next thing I know, like people was talking, I'm like, man, that's crazy. He's dancing. Like, yeah, he's Hispanic. I'm like, I'm like, I did not know.
I had no idea.
You guys have met my family and my aunt Courtney. I'm pretty sure you all thought that she was white.
I still do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're telling me now.
Her maiden name is Courtney Sanchez.
So I just found out now.
Oh,
Yeah, but that's her maiden name though. Oh, her maiden name is when before you get married.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow, I didn't know. I thought she was
Yeah,
white.
she looks white. But I guess like
Can I do it?
Go ahead.
Salting.
yeah.
Please give us the rights. Can we do it?
It's getting there.
Excellent.
I'm learning how to play the piano. Just play it myself.
All right, babe, go.
But the blackness thing.
Yes.
I
What is
don't know,
black
man.
to you?
Y'all don't want my answer.
Yeah, we do.
We do.
Y'all don't want my answer.
We do. Come on.
So,
This is probably the one answer from you I actually want. Of the million-
out of all the,
out of 15 other episodes and random things that come out.
So what he's saying is what you've been saying before is
dude, it
trash.
means nothing.
It
He
means
says he
nothing.
just be talking. I'm just like, all right, well, thanks, Brendan, for letting me know. You don't care what I'm talking about. That's good.
Hurtful.
Get your receipt later. So it's difficult for me because what blackness means to me is
Tell me where you're from. He's from east side of Cuba, right?
I'm Samoan,
I was just about to say part Samoan.
Okinawan,
Okay.
Japanese.
Stop playing in people's faces, okay?
not the Japanese. Japanese took my people through war. They invaded Okinawa. Okay, don't get me started. Okay, no, no, it's a real thing. I really. No, okay, I want to say that. I don't hate the Japanese. All right, they make anime. All right, so I'm black. I have white in me. That's why my skin is of the lighter persuasion.
How close is that? How close is your whiteness?
Grandmother.
Okay.
Yes. So grandmother.
Just like my grandmother.
On your Paul side?
Yep, on my Paul side.
Same as mine.
Yeah, my Paul is really light. I mean, he's like translucent. Okay, so it's difficult. It's always difficult when I have to, because believe it or not, I have to answer this question multiple times throughout my higher education life. But it's like blackness to me is to a point where it's what we make it. Because let's get to the point. Is that when you think about it, what does our culture consist of? About how we started it. I don't get the dance.
Oh, it's High School Musical. That's
Yeah,
what
I was
it is.
gonna say.
That's your answer right now.
I did not get.
I heard the music playing in the background. Yeah,
I would never.
What you make it. You could do what you can, and just some music just going. I'm like, okay, cool.
Cool. I would never get the reference because I never watched High School Musical.
See,
So just play Logic.
but hey, it's okay. Whatever you think about me right now, stat point.
Just play Everybody by Logic in the background.
That would work too. I know Logic. Which is a black man. Let it sizzle. Let it sizzle.
True.
Let it sizzle.
You have about 10 tracks where you reminded us.
Let it sizzle. But now you know. Rainbow.
Come on.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Okay,
all right,
okay.
blackness.
Do the hand.
Okay, blackness to me is what you make it. Unfortunately, because not to be all sunshots and daisies, but I mean, our what's defined as black started here through slavery, and everything that was a part of our culture was systematically and like stripped from us. So
Rape,
even
pillage, destroyed.
yeah, our names were changed, our culture was changed, everything that we had, and it's. I'm gonna be honest with you, is with my faith is that we came over here as not the people as we think we are. So without trying to convert a whole podcast into believers, but there's a lot of things where we don't even look back past slavery, or if we do, everybody wants to be from Egypt. So, so it's like, I mean, it's a country out of a whole continent, but not staying on the same place. So black is what you make it based on what the tools that you have here now. So if you're asking what's black to me, honestly, being black is just where I'm at now, just enjoying being a part of what's considered as American black culture, the hip hop, the R&B, the style, the language. And is it going to stay like this? I don't know. Because let's be honest, in all of the cultures of the world, black culture is the newest. It is the newest culture that has been formed. So we don't even have lineage that can go back. And when you mention Hispanic cultures, it kind of made me think they can go back. I mean, Mayans. They bring up festivals of their ancestors, and we don't have that. And the closest thing I have to that is honestly
Isley Brothers.
Is no. I mean, the Isley Brothers. Yeah, it's certain songs you're mandated to dance to as a black person. But like for my faith, I believe that we were the true people of Israel. So when it comes to actually, I guess festivals and things, I celebrate the feast that's in the Bible. I celebrate the Sabbath because that's in the Bible. That's the oldest I can go back, because that is the oldest connection I have with my people outside of slavery. So that's what blackness means to me.
You know what I think of that answer?
Very, very prolific, profound.
So
Sound like a white crowd.
Wasn't no yelling in the background.
Yeah, nigga. we need to get Def Comedy Jam crown. Kick it. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. My question for you then.
Yeah.
Since it's such a new culture, when does it stop evolve? Like, because other cultures, like, is it? I don't want to like hinder them.
Are you saying like? Because I think I know you're going. Cut me off if I'm wrong. Other cultures get cemented.
Yes. So when does ours stop molding? Because I feel like a culture gets leached too much to concrete itself as something specific.
Go ahead.
I honestly think that it's gonna be a long time, because let's think about in our current black community, there are still arguments on what's acceptable in the culture. Mm-hmm. Well, let's just talk. You can just talk about music, but I'm not gonna just stay there because I don't want to turn it into a music podcast. But the type of music that's played, it's as another type of music comes out, it gets ripped apart automatically. It gets hated. Type of fashion is constantly gets bidden. So anytime we recreate, it gets stolen. So I don't think it's going to be hard. Even Black History Month, we had a podcast about it later where we were like, someone's like, yay for it. The other like, man, what's the point of it? So I think in order for our culture to get cemented, we all have to agree on certain things as a culture. But it's so hard because going back to Brendan, we're so divided all the time.
And I just wanted to say that even now, stuff that is okay in our culture now wasn't okay 10 years ago.
No.
You know what I mean? Like being a black nerd, that's cool now. That was not cool.
It wasn't.
5 years ago, it was barely okay. Like, you know, and so we're still in the process of evolving. But like IbeFriction said, it's difficult because every time we do something, it gets taken, it gets flipped, and it loses its origin with us, and it becomes something else. And then we try to do something else, and then like that's our, you know, that's the cycle.
Yeah,
Like we don't have anything like what's concrete with us? Cookouts? You know what I mean? Like what's concrete with us?
And I can't even say that's concrete because
you know
Hispanics do it all the time.
Yeah,
Like,
so I mean, like, you know, we don't have anything that we can confidently claim as ours because we're going to have all these other people come out who are more listened to and more trusted than us and say that, no, this is our thing.
and not to bite IbeFriction, like I said, we had music, but that's been
yeah.
It gets
that's been
mangled
stolen,
like
mangled,
no other.
and all. Yeah,
Music and whatnot has been stolen and all of and everything, but I feel the black culture as a whole hasn't been cemented, but sections of it have been cemented because and which is normally entertainment. Because if you date back any form of entertainment that has something to do with black culture, it dates back to people know what Motown is. Def Jam Records has been cemented.
I give you that.
Death Row Records has been cemented. The comedy change has been cemented.
We are known,
around Richard Pryor. Like
I would say that we are known, like when it comes to like comedy, music, entertainment. And honestly, and you know, but I feel a little dirty for that.
yeah.
Yep.
Because we are cemented entertainment, but also
Because we're entertaining.
yeah.
But you can't even say that though either because that's just history, musical history in general. Because you have a lot of people, younger people now who don't respect Death Row, or but they don't think that music has any it's not good at all. They don't remember that. If you ask anyone younger than us, maybe 18 and lower, to name 3 people on Motown, they wouldn't have any
idea what it is.
Any idea how to name anyone on Motown.
In the younger generation,
But
in the younger generation, you are correct.
Because my question would be for you. My question would be for you, right? You're naming Motown to other bands. Can you name anything prior to that? No, because like jazz, black jazz. Let me finish. Black jazz was very big. Can you name 3 black jazz
I can't.
artists?
Can I
No,
answer?
shut.
No, you can't.
You know what I mean?
Off the top of my head, I cannot name 3 big jazz bands.
Can I
can't.
No, just either artists or just musical people in general.
but
to
that's-
go
I'm
off
not
of what
talking
you're
about-
but to go off of what you're saying, it's shush.
Muddy Waters.
To go off what you're saying, that was Cadillac Records. What's your
No, he asked about jazz.
I said jazz in general.
No, I'm saying wasn't Muddy Waters with Cadillac Records? That's
but it's jazz.
I'm saying jazz like back in the day.
But no, what
it was
I'm
blues.
It's blues.
Oh, okay. But anyway, no. So what I'm saying about the direction it seems like you're going in is more on a historical part, and I get what Ego is saying because history I feel like can't equal culture. Like I don't care how old you are. New generation, old generation. Any Hispanic person that's deep within their heritage knows what a quinceañera is. You know what I mean? Like that's history.
No,
No,
that's
but
practice.
that's practice.
That's culture.
That's something
Kids to
that
this
they
day
do.
still do this.
It has an origin, yes, but that is something that is continuously done.
Passed down.
It's passed down.
Day of the Dead.
And look, this I'm not
We
saying
don't have a Motown Day.
I'm not. We don't have a Motown Day. We don't have
We
things
don't have
like
a Death
that.
Row Day.
You are right.
No,
but
we get Black History Month. We have roots.
But you know what we do have though. Certain record labels like Death Row or whatever else, other black record label, have passed down music that has constantly been reused. People are constantly sampling. Sampling is a really big thing, and it's always been used.
I think,
and that's what I'm saying as far as passing down. The sound might change.
I would think so. You're talking about stuff that's being passed down through. Okay, but I think a better word that may help is tradition. we don't have nothing with your music. There's nothing passed down as a tradition.
No.
So it's like but
Right. Tradition is a better
we
word.
have no tradition that is for us that's been passed down that we know for our culture.
Yeah, because
No.
what you said,
No.
everything you named is within your bubble, where you can reach back and remember those things based off of the stuff that our parents thought was popular. But we know you didn't name anything you thought your grandparents thought was popular, and that bubble is going to keep shifting as we get older.
I think
Because
My grandparents thought Dolly Parton was popular.
because my kids are going to know Tribe and Rakim and KRS-One.
Yeah, the
and
same
stuff
way my
like
grandma
that.
had me know the Supremes. And
But they're not.
stuff
But
like
they're
that.
not gonna know about Buddy
Supreme.
Guy. They're not gonna know Buddy Guy. They're not gonna know Neil Armstrong. They're
And
not gonna know Bessie White. They're
They,
not gonna
they
know
are
those
though.
people.
You know why they're gonna know?
How?
Because your kids are gonna get curious about the music when they listen to it, and when they listen about the music and they hear that sample in the background, they're gonna know where
They're
that
not
came
gonna
from.
know it's a sample.
They're not gonna
No,
know. They're not gonna know it on jump.
And wait, I know. I'm sorry to cut you off, bro. I'm gonna let you go. It made me think of them currently. I don't say in the last like maybe 5 years. There's a trend where they have people listen to music, and they have no idea what it is.
No, and they don't. You're right.
But they don't-
Kids, they don't know who the old music is.
No, but they don't look for it either.
They don't look for samples.
Yeah.
We did because our parents played the samples.
So we heard it.
So we heard the samples. We heard the samples before we heard the song. So when we heard the songs, we knew, oh, okay, this was sampled from that. But that's situational. Not everybody is doing
People
that.
had no idea Meg Thee Stallion's BITCH was a Tupac sample. They didn't know.
Because he drank.
Oh, that's like the busted trend. People was like, oh, Nelly was biting off of this girl. And it's like, whoa.
And it's I'm not saying that there's a particular way that they're gonna find out, but they're gonna find out, especially with so much social media. Just like you said, they thought Nelly was biting, but eventually they found out
But Suchie-
that okay, she sampled this from Nelly.
But Suchie, I feel like the only way that's gonna find out is if you raise your kids to be musically inclined, though, because
Musically curious.
because on their own, no one's gonna figure that out. The only reason, and I even point to me as like from studying music for so long. The only reason I found out was because I was deep diving into different music. So at a certain point in time, I encountered it or I looked it up. But an average person that really doesn't care about theory or anything or is a musician themselves, they're not gonna just
Yeah.
look that
If
up on
your
their own.
parents weren't
To be-
playing the other music,
To be honest, this is exactly the way that I found out as far as the sampling and the history of music and stuff like that. Because
but you're a musical person. The average person
it's not
isn't.
about me being a musical
And
person.
but
no,
I'm
but
trying
that
to tell
has-
you how it happened.
Hold on though. Even when you found out that stuff out, what'd you do with that music? The sampled music you found.
I either went back and put it in my list of things, or if I didn't care for it, then I just ignored it.
But and that old music, how often do you listen to it?
Every so often, not like every day. But
Yeah, I mean, I'm not taking shots at you because I don't listen to Izzy Buzz every fucking
what I'm
day.
saying.
Yeah,
but like,
neither do I.
that stuff won't survive.
yeah,
Even best case scenario, even if you're right and they figure it out,
What?
that music's not going to survive because he's mad because I don't listen to Icy Buzz every day. When's the last time you listened to Between the Sheets?
Like 2 days ago.
You don't want to. I'm the wrong.
Like 2 days ago. No, like we listen to that like all the time.
I am the wrong
but that's
sample.
us.
Oh my God. I hate this nigga.
IbeFriction's playlists are very refined.
Yeah.
They're very refined.
We're musically bougie.
Like all I'm saying, like for me, the way I found out, like even if you don't put that in your playlist, now you know. But the way that I found out is because I would have a song in my head that I heard, and then
It says
like
Tower
you
of
said,
Power.
someone older would play a different version of the song, but I would end up saying the words to the version
I
that
just
I knew.
really feel like you just pootie tang me because
Yeah.
this is exactly
I'm-
what I
Look,
said.
But
let's
that's what I'm saying. That's why it
let's
has
just
nothing to do with
agree-
me being musically inclined
let's
or
just agree to
anything
disagree.
like that.
And go back to his other point though about like being connected. So like me and Brendan like have very similar interests, and he had a different
Surprisingly.
surprisingly. But
It's that school
but
system.
it goes back to the difference between us is that he felt like he was like disregarded by the black community, where I felt similarity through fighting, right? So I spent a lot of time in the suburban schools. My mom moved to the suburbs, but I would do after school programs in the hood at Family Dynamics, and so I had to figure out how can I be more black around these kids, not being around black people all day. You know what I mean? And so what I found was I just had to fight them. That was my connection to being black. That made me less white because I threw hands at those kids. You know what I mean? So I found a blanket. It's crazy.
It's crazy because it's real.
Because
moving from Hammond to Gary, that was the first thing I ran into was people wanting to fight me.
Yeah.
Because
if I go to school, I like Pokemon cards, and these kids are hating me, my only response to make them show them that I'm black
It's the fight.
is violence, which is sad that our culture responds so highly to violence. But that was my.
Well, I mean, is it? We come from slavery. That was our upbringing. You think about generational trauma. That's how we were taught, through violence. You know, you got beat, you had to, or they made you fight.
The buck fighting.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And so like when as it transforms, it turns into us being forced to doing it. So that's just what we did because that's what we're used to doing.
You know what's crazy? As bad as this is gonna sound, it kind of helped out because people complain about stuff all the time and are very super sensitive about things. Like, when is the last time you've had a conversation with somebody else of a different culture or listen to their conversation and them talk about the last time that they've been robbed or something violent happening to them? It doesn't happen. The problems are so much, I don't want to say minute because then that puts the other person's problem down, but it's not. It's two different issues.
Not as aggressive.
Hispanic cultures, they're very similar in that aspect with us.
Yeah, that's the only thing I was gonna say.
Yeah.
But it's like, I mean, you're right, Suchie, because when I as listening in this short 30 seconds of talking is when it comes to violence and fighting, we wear that with pride.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because me even sitting here just thinking, I'm like, man, I was very proud when I started like doing martial arts. I was very proud of fighting. And then even in my senior year of high school, like, so at my senior year of high school, everyone knew I did martial arts. And I was able to walk around with a UFC glove and a gi top and was not ridiculed because at all. Which I look back on this day like, man, I would have roasted I would have dusted me verbally. Like, who's this Ryu? Like, I mean, I was thinking the jokes to myself, but
There's a Kuma looking nigga.
I mean, bro, so much content. You're asking for it this time, but
Nobody said nothing.
And I don't know why.
Well, but because
like, is it
being a fighter was a cool thing. Young black men, you fight, and you're not just throwing hands. Like, you know how to fight. You know what I mean? And so it's like, no, and then of course I'm not finna make fun of you, nigga. You know how to break bones and all kind of stuff.
The fear that's not the fear of it. Getting. Because the thing is, like, the getting knocked out isn't the part that's scary with people. It's the ridicule that happens after it. Mm-hmm. The isolation. That's what people are afraid of in the black community. Because, I never got challenged to a fight in the hallway with just me and another nigga walking past each other. It's always in crowded areas. Mm-hmm. It's always where people can see it. Mm-hmm. It's always where people can
document it.
Yeah, I feel like private fights are the worst.
Or
because
stop
they're
it.
serious.
Or stop. Yeah, private fights. That's different. That's a whole different type of fight.
Man, because they like, I'm finna F you up.
Like, yeah. That that 3 minutes of just holding each other to catch your breath. And you pushing they got your shirt up in your neck. Let me go, nigga. No, you let me go. You let go first.
All right, let go. You go, little man. I'll tell you. All right, man. Y'all, somebody eventually break it up, y'all. All right. I was done anyway.
You lucky, nigga. You lucky. Lucky. Flow slippery, nigga. But people
go back to class. Collar hanging down by your nipple.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
But fear is it's just like there's a comfortability that came for me when I learned how to fight. That I was almost like, I can breathe now. I don't have to fight. Almost like I don't have to fight anymore because I know how to fight so well, and like I can leave this presence off of me. You know what I mean? And like, unfortunately, people don't always read the presence. Like, did you guys see that Ohio State football player who got into a fight in the bathroom at some club? He tall dude, white boy, was drunk, and he got into a fight with this kid that had to be like 5'7", 5'8", and And he was just talking shit, and the kid was just laughing. You know, wasn't really just washing his hands, not really giving him any tooth. And he muffed him, and the kid lost his shit, suplexed him in the bathroom, smashed his face in, broke his jaw and his eye socket. So now he's missing the rest of the season. But like, he wasn't the aggressor. He wasn't trying to fight. He didn't feel the need to fight because he knew he could fight.
And also, if you looked at him, you wouldn't have assumed that.
You wouldn't have even known. So this guy who's big and he doesn't know idea how to fight. He's strong because he plays football. He's popular, but he has no idea how to defend him. He has to be aggressive. He has to boast and has to be that. Keep up with this facade that he's a big bad D1 player when there's monsters out here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And some people who don't have that experience of like fighting will back away because they think the barking is the bite.
Right.
You know what I mean? Real dogs that I've been bit by maybe 3 dogs in my life. None of those dogs have barked before they bit me.
They just bit you.
They just bit me.
It's one of the, it's one of the things that I know that like my dad always teaches, and is that it's the person that's quiet that you always have to be worried about, because he's
cold and calculated.
Tactics 101.
I mean, it's even growing up, like because my dad, he was a world champion fighter, like nasty. Still to this day, he's ridiculous. He's hopefully 10th degree soon, but 8th degree black belt. He's been doing this for 50 years, and like he was a monster on his tournament circuit, and it's literally to the point where when he started teaching us, he's like, man, I pray that you guys never have to use this. Like, I pray. And it's like, we didn't really understand. And then it took me some time to understand, like, man, I understand that, like, that's sincere prayer, because it's like, I could kill somebody
with your hands.
Like take a life. And it was to a point where it's like, even in incidents where I almost got into a fight, it was such a humbling thing. Like, hey, I really don't want to fight you. And it's like, oh, well, you scared. I'm like, I really, because I don't know how to fight with rules. I don't know how to fight with rules. So like, and it's, you tell this to somebody, it's like, oh man, you think you, I'm like, man, look, if there's any way possible, but it's like, I was scared, like, for me as myself, and I was going to be able to, because that's all we train. So it's a real thing. Yeah. The quietness, the trying to be humble and not aggressive. But no, the people that bark the loudest, like, oh, well, you ain't gonna be the one.
Person that's quiet is cold
You're
and
not gonna be
calculated.
fighting for long.
For me, all you guys had your reasons. Mine was like through high school, it wasn't about me feeling isolated or being knocked out, because I'd already felt isolated. Like, I just felt like things were gonna get worse. Me being one of the only few dudes from the West Side going to a school that was basically East Side High. Like, and then as I became an adult and knowing, like, it really got, I want to say, I don't know if it's better or worse, because now the whole East Side West Side thing don't bother me. It's just, I'm gonna go to jail for a night, and that's it. I'm gonna go back home.
Where were you going?
I don't get what you said. What
Yeah,
are you
I didn't
talking
get it
about?
either.
Wait, what happened?
Your fear of fighting?
Yeah.
Or-
Like,
so
Oh.
you're saying like as you're older, it's not even a fight that you're afraid of. Like the other
it's
repercussions.
like if
It's not
something's
that
gonna
big of a
happen, it's gonna
deal.
happen. Like it's
Okay.
it's
Well, hopefully at 30, niggas ain't out here fighting.
I've been trying to fight Suchie, keep dodging.
Okay, wait, anyway, Dante, what does being black mean to you?
I don't know if y'all want my answer.
Well, everybody has to answer, so go ahead.
It is complicated. It's basically everything that you guys just said.
Number 6.
Huh?
Number 6.
A number 6.
Yeah. 3 tacos, fried rice, refried beans,
Couple jalapeno poppers.
But it's the side of sawdust.
taco plate, boy. It's authentic.
It is complicated. Like, and the reason I say it's complicated because it has its benefits, or it has its pros and it has its cons, and it's not that old. Like, it's really complicated. Like,
For you personally,
for
it's
me,
complicated.
not.
Because you haven't said nothing.
Yeah, I'm
we don't know
asking
what's
you, what
I'm-
does
that's
it
what I'm
mean
getting
to,
to.
Well,
you?
That's what I'm
being
saying,
black
like-
is old. Being black is very old. It's actually the first.
No, black culture. I'm saying black culture.
Okay.
So it's complicated because depending on where you're at, says how you'll be treated. You can't go that far back in culture or put yourself to your ancient culture of your civilization or anything like that, because most of it was destroyed and burned. And on the other side, it has its pluses, because once you are in your circle, especially if you are in a circle full of other black people who are positive and, not trying to just be human and stab you in the back, it's very positive. So that's why it's got its pros and its cons, because it's you can go back to the hood, speak to the dude at whatever, and order you some food, hang out with your friends, talk about black culture, listen to music, be real relaxed. But then that same night, you get pulled over by a police officer, have a panic attack because you don't know what's going to happen. It's really complicated. It goes real left and right.
You haven't answered the question.
Yeah, you still haven't answered the question.
I thought it was just me.
No,
I thought it was just
you're
me.
speaking in general. I'm asking LaDante Suchie, what does it mean to you as a black man? What does that mean to you?
That's what I'm telling you. It's a complication.
So you're saying you're comfortable ordering food in the hood, but you're scared to drive your car.
Okay.
No, I'm like seriously, I'm not trying to just. That's
Your
what I
answer
got.
That's what I
was
got.
really
Okay,
general.
so
Yeah.
so you know how old black people used to say, be careful because being black, you were born with a strike against you. Mm-hmm. That's how I feel, not in the sense that dang I'm black, shoot, but I know that I will be looked at a certain way based on where I'm at, but there is positivity to being black.
What is that?
I literally
Okay, so because you gave us an example, being black, you're looked at in society as a stain. There's a point that's the negative part, but then you said there's a positive side of being black. So the next following sentence would be
What's positive?
What's the positive part?
Or what's positive that
for
you see?
you personally?
personally for me.
Yes, that's the whole point of this question. Is what is personally? What does being black? How do you feel about that? How do you,
Wait, personally? As in for me?
everybody else has answered the question from a personal perspective, not a general one.
Hey, he said I speak for the people. Nigga.
I wanted you to answer from a.
He said it's positive and negative. What else do you want from me?
I'm the people's champ for black
It's
people,
bad.
man.
I can order fried chicken. I might get shot. So you never know.
So it's complicated, bro. In my head, y'all ever hear that Wale song? It's complicated. That kept playing in my song. I'm like, is he ever gonna? I'm like, maybe he's getting there. He's getting there. Man,
the positive things would be able to basically just enjoy the things that have been created in black culture in a short period of time.
Thanks, bro.
Okay.
But I'm saying you asked me what does it mean?
To you.
I told you it's complicated.
Okay.
You get to enjoy
Okay.
black made shit, boy.
You know what?
That's why I like being black. I got a car.
Okay.
I can buy dashikis and shit.
Where's my kente cloth at?
You remember when I said there's wrong answer? And y'all said, no, ain't no wrong answer.
Damn, son, where'd you find
The
this?
problem is, it's not that you have a right or wrong answer. You're just not giving us an answer. And
I gave you an answer.
No, see, that's the problem. You didn't. You've never given us an
The
answer.
four of us are sitting here telling you have still not answered the question.
I don't know what y'all want from me.
Answer is not we're gonna get today.
No, for me,
If it's black, I'm in
being
it.
black, you can go hang out and buy chicken, but you might get stopped by the police. Oh, for me personally, oh, okay. As a black person, I get to enjoy black stuff that the black people have made. I was like Bill Cosby. You get to make the black stuff the black people have made. I get to have the pudding pops and grilled chickens.
I can't stand none of y'all.
It hurts. It hurts.
I can't stand none of y'all.
Babe, come back.
I'm sorry, bro. That was a good answer.
Oh my God, I'm crying. Oh, that was a laugh I needed.
That was a good laugh.
Look at that healthy one.
That was good. I haven't laughed at that in a long time.
Oh my God.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. Thank you, man.
Come on, babe.
Oh, fuck. You see where we're going, though.
I don't.
There's nothing.
Okay. Maybe I need to ask more specific questions. Does being black make you feel pride? Are you proud to be black? Do you feel like you have, like, personally any type of benefits with your blackness? Do you
That's why
not being black? Do you
Like, what specific benefits?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
for you.
look, everybody answered the question on a personal level. You answered the question on a very generic level, and we're trying to be personal.
Yeah, we're trying to get to know you.
Yeah.
This is my personal
Okay.
answer.
Okay.
What specific thing have you given us then? Give us that. Because the cop car happens to everything. We all order food from black places. We all buy black-owned stuff. Like, what specifically?
Like Torrance's answer and Brendan's answer and Jeremy's answer, as similar as it was, they all had very unique things about what they pointed out about how they are affected by being black and how that makes them feel.
And then how we came to that conclusion as well.
Yeah. And so we're just trying to figure out where you stand with all of that. And right now you're giving us the answer that anybody could give. There is nothing Suchie about your answer.
Because you could have.
I said the positive part is being able to see everything that was accomplished in a short period of time.
Anybody can see that though.
No, you really can't.
All black
like unless
people
you're
can,
paying
though.
attention to it, you can't see it.
No, I mean all black
can.
people. Any black person can.
That's just a black thing.
I'm just
You could have, because like, I don't want to answer the answer for you, but like, you're like, you come from
a mix.
the most mudded family at the
yeah.
table. Like, you can talk about identifying, the moment you realize you were black, and then why you chose because being mixed, you can choose not to be in the culture. You can choose to be, because like, I got a lot of flack for this, but when people are mixed, you kind of have to pick.
You have to pick a side.
You kind of have to pick a side.
And I've never done that, and I refuse to. Because once you tell me to pick a side, you're telling me to shun everything else about me. You're telling me to shun everything about.
So
the people
how
who have
is
raised
it?
me.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. How do you balance that? Because a lot of people ultimately do pick a side to relate to and live through more than the other.
And some of them can claim both sides. Like, they'll claim it, but
yeah, but
in
when you
terms of
look at their
lifestyle,
daily life,
they usually pick one side.
Yeah.
And so how do you handle being able to be that versatile and not picking a side and being able to still, fully operate within both sides of your
Okay, so this is
of
gonna
your
come
culture.
off real. That's so Raven. Okay,
Okay.
Like most stuff you say.
We're listening.
I know that my skin is black. I know what I do on a regular basis. I know it is an addition to who I am as a human being. But that's what I know. That's what it is. It's an addition. Like, it's not a negative addition. Like, I'm not like ill, like I'm black, but I know that it is an addition. I know that it is a young culture. I know that it has, like any other culture, positives and negatives about it, and it's not dated that far back, but I know that it is an addition.
So is it kind of like for you that it's not a major identifying factor for you?
Not really.
Okay.
Like,
Okay. I mean, that's okay to feel that way.
even I haven't even watched the Judas and the Black Messiah yet, but
Neither have I.
I still plan on it. But I don't know if y'all know the story. But like,
Too much black stuff going on. I watch
So
it
annoying.
after the month over
Right.
with.
I'm watching like July.
I know, right?
4th of July.
Watch that on a reasonable day.
I'm not one to just be like, if somebody's starting something up, especially if it has no direction, and just be like, oh yeah, I'm a part of that just because of my skin color.
Right.
Like,
Would you have joined the Black Panther Party?
Hecky no. No, I wouldn't have.
See, you can say what he said. The hecky no.
Hecky no.
He doubled down on white.
I was double
down.
I don't want to swear in front of the kids. Like, I wouldn't have.
But my
Like,
thing is,
it was.
if you don't identify as black, like per se.
Well, no, let's not say he don't
No,
identify as
not
black.
identify as black,
It's
but
just
like,
that
as-
it's
as-
not
primarily.
a, it's not a hat you wear.
Yeah,
you know?
not a hat you wear. It's not your primary mode, I guess.
What do you mean it's not a hat I wear?
Well, you
It's
just
analogy.
with everything that you were saying,
You
it's
said-
it being you being black is more of just an apparent thing. I'm black. Look at me, you can see I'm
Yeah.
black, and that's it.
It was what you were born into, not what you on a day-to-day basis
Embrace.
embrace.
No, I still embrace it. I just don't choose to denounce everything else about me. You can do that.
I didn't say that. Nobody said that.
That's not the way you explained it though.
That's not. Your words were, I am black. That is you said
It's
by
an
my
addition.
skin tone, I am black.
You
And
said it's addition.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
why. Yeah, you was just like, this is an addition
But
to me.
the black culture is something you have to actively be a part of in some sense of the matter.
Your wording is different because I don't think neither one of them would have been like, oh, this is just an addition. I think most black people, and that going into the territory of like what the general idea of being black is that black is who I am. It's not an addition. It is me. I am black. This is me. I embody it.
Yeah.
And so when you say, oh, this is an addition to me, it's not, it comes off as if it's not one of the most important things about you.
Yeah.
The reason why it probably comes off to that is because one of two things. Either that person isn't mixed or have any other cultures that represent who they are, or they just don't mess with that other side of whatever it is.
Specifically talking about you.
No, and that's what I'm telling you why that is. It's not.
Nobody is saying you're wrong.
'Cause
I'm just letting you know how it came off.
You're the
That's
only
all.
person on the table who didn't go, I'm black plus this.
Because take my son for an example.
Mm-hmm.
Not only now, like he is mixed,
Right.
and
Very.
very very mixed. Like he has a white grandmother. His grandfather is Hispanic, his biological grandfather is Hispanic. I'm black. My grandmother's white. Like there's a lot of things that are going to embody what he looks like.
Not to get personal, regardless of what he looks like, little Papa Chulo over there. Regardless of what he looks like, that is going to all boil down to the type of lifestyle he lives, what surrounds him, and the culture that he's submersed in. You know what I mean? So like, Jeremy has a white grandmother, but Jeremy can never be like, and he would never just be like, oh, these are my people. Because he's not a part of that culture like that. He didn't grow up in that culture.
And that's what I said. It's like
You said,
I grew up that way. Like I went back and forth from my black family in Harvey to my white family in Hammond. Like
okay.
So the way you said it though, you were like where you're at reflects how you're treated, not how you act after being there.
No, I act the same way majority of the time, the same way around whoever I'm around.
Well, that's how you are now. We're saying like how that space built you to be. You know what I mean? Like I'm built.
Being black is a major part of how life treated him, how
Yeah.
he was raised, and the things that he went through.
Yeah, but my mindset, and then like again, I hate to say this, but being well spoken kind of comes from, unfortunately, being in a white school majority of the time, and then going to college. You know what I mean?
Yeah, going to a PWI.
That being in that space molded different parts of me. Being in the city, getting affiliated friends and relatives, all that stuff molded me to who I am now.
Being raised to code switch.
Being code switching, stuff like that. So we're not saying that you change how you are. We're saying how did those places affect you to mold you to how you are right now? And after being molded, do you look back and say, I'm a black man plus this stuff? Or are you saying, I'm this person, but I'm also happen to be black?
The second one.
So you're a person that happens to be black. And that's okay.
No, not happens to be black. I mean, I am happy
Nobody said
No,
you're
not
nobody saying nothing like that.
That's not
No.
being used derogatorily.
It's not a negative thing. It just you're just identifying with yourself. You're you, and you happen to be black. It's not a bad thing.
That sounds horrible.
It doesn't sound horrible. Okay, but if she says I'm Hispanic
She
and I
wasn't
happen to be,
raised.
but it doesn't matter how she's raised because she can wake up.
No, it does. That falls under the same
But-
category as Jeremy not being raised by his white family.
But people can be adopted. My buddy John, my old roommate, actually is a good perfect example. Was born in Kentucky and he was adopted, one of 14 kids. Only 3 of his siblings are black. And then he went to all white school, all through high school, and went to Purdue. It was a cheerleader and stuff, but he still identifies as a black man. His upbringing wasn't a black upbringing whatsoever. He acts like a white man in general, but he identifies as a black person. You know what I mean?
because he is. He's not mixed.
Yeah, but no, he's not. But I'm saying, but his culture. But you're saying the way he grew up at, it affects how you see yourself. You can change that. What you choose to identify with and keep and let go is up to you. You know what I mean? He chose to grow up and then get more into his culture once he had the opportunity to, and change himself based on his upbringing.
Because the other no other culture was his.
Well,
But it is though.
But it's not.
No, if you're adopted by a white family, that's your culture. That's your family.
That's what you know.
That's what you know. That's what you're raised in. That's what you're taught for 18 years of his life.
That's the same
Well,
way. Just
No,
like
that's-
low key with
That's like slaves being raised by white people.
well, Suchie, look at it.
You're now saying that the white culture was their culture. It wasn't their
that's
culture.
not the same
That's
thing.
the same thing.
Being a slave and being a child are two different things.
You know, children were slaves, right?
No, dumbass. Being
wait.
someone's child.
no
and being a slave are two different things.
I get what you're trying to say, but these white people didn't raise them. They weren't
raised.
They still slaves were their own community. They had their own thing. That's our culture started there. So we didn't. I mean, we probably took some things from what we could and what we knew. But I just want to say this. I'm not taking a dig at you. I'm not saying nothing about what you're saying. I personally just wanted to get a better understanding because you're mixed, and that always intrigues me because I always wonder how difficult is that, or how do people deal with being from 2 or 3 different cultures, and how do they view themselves? Is it a I don't see color within myself type of thing because I'm so many different things, or is I try to embrace it all, or whatever the case is? I think as black people, we tend to want whoever is mixed, we want them to be black first. And that's just our culture. When we see people that are mixed, that's why we are so quick to be like, oh, if you mix with black, you black. And
But that's that's not the case though.
No, I'm not.
No, I'm saying exactly what you just said. You said when you see people who are mixed, and you said it, if you black, you black. That is a person by person case, because in the same breath,
I'm
people
saying
who are
as
like,
a-
nah, you're not really black.
Well, no, you're right. You're right. But I'm saying that we want those people to, because a lot of times when that is the case and we look at somebody like, no, you ain't black for real. Because I got it. One of my really good friends, Isha is a black girl through and through, but she is the same color as Ray. And people look at her and be like, you're not black.
Or take my auntie, for example.
Yeah.
Like my auntie
They look at her and start speaking Spanish when they walk up to her. Like that's how she looks.
But the thing is too with that is that it's the opposite. Because when you're mixed, the other cultures are gonna say you're black.
Yeah.
They're not gonna accept you for whatever else you're mixed with. If you committed a crime and go on a spree, they are going to call you a black man. They are going to say you're black, regardless of how you feel. So everyone outside the black community, only people that care how you feel and how you identify yourself is the black community. Outside of that, anywhere you go or she goes or he goes, you're black. You're black. Hispanics are going to be. They might welcome you kind of, but if you're not deep into the culture, they're not going to accept you. White people are not going to accept you. You're going to be in this weird island of mixed people that are going to accept you, but the black people are the only ones that you're mixed with that will full on accept you if you say, hey, yo, I'm black. And I just happen to mix with the shit. Now, is that fair? I don't think so. But unfortunately, that's how the world works right now. You know what I mean? It's almost it's like
I get what you're saying.
it's like a cup of coffee. If I put coffee and I put milk and orange juice in this cup, it's just a really nasty cup of coffee. It's not a cup of milk with coffee and orange juice in it. It's not a cup of orange juice with coffee and milk in it. It's a cup of coffee with a bunch of shit in it.
No, that's exactly what that would be. It would be coffee with orange and cinnamon spice in it.
That's my point.
But it's still coffee.
But it's still coffee.
At the end of the day, it's coffee. No matter what you put into it, it's
People
still
are going to
coffee.
call it a cup of coffee.
It's going to be called a cup of coffee.
A cup of coffee.
But no, this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I understand better where you're coming from because you accept all of you. You don't compartmentalize it or anything. You are black and white, right?
Yeah.
White, yeah.
As far as I know.
And so you personally don't feel the need to have to identify with one or the one over the other. You're both. So I get that.
Like,
I understand that.
like I'm gonna use my son as an example. So like, if he starts, because I want him to speak his second language. So if he start speaking Spanish, and someone says that's not your culture, you're black. If he starts to look more with black features,
Suchie, he gonna look like you, and if you spoke Spanish, nobody would tell you that you're not. They'll just say you're Puerto Rican. He's not. That's not the example you can use. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And plus, since
my whole thing
since you don't speak Spanish around him, the likelihood of that happening is astronomically low.
no, he's still young enough.
But you don't.
You need
and
to learn
Ray-
Spanish.
You and Ray don't speak Spanish
Okay.
around him.
You need to
trying.
learn
Happen.
Spanish.
I'm trying.
Just watch TV in Spanish and put the subtitles on.
There you go.
But
Hey, Jordan be speaking Japanese because all the stuff she be watching. So
She's cultured.
but what I'm saying is him being black and him being of a Hispanic culture, him speaking Spanish is still his culture.
no, yeah, most definitely. I think being mixed with white and black is the weirdest thing because low key white people don't have a culture either.
That is so mean.
They don't.
We do like it is a
Their
culture.
culture.
We do.
White
Because
people.
it
No,
is
listen.
still a part of my
white,
culture.
No,
I have
no,
an
no.
Irish
Listen.
culture.
No, no, no. But that's not white people. That's Irish people. That's not this. No. When I'm. Are you trying to? You looking at me confused? Like I'm not right?
I just figured it out.
Okay.
I figured it out.
Like American white people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
White American. No, let me finish. White
Okay.
Americans and Black Americans have the same issue when it comes to culture. We don't really have one.
So English,
So
yeah.
with white Americans, they grab from any type of European culture and say it's theirs. And with Black Americans, all we have is our history to try to pull culture from and the things that we do and our accomplishments and stuff like that. We can't even pull from Africa because we don't know where we're from there. And their culture is very dependent
Because
on the
all that are
country.
moving around
Yeah.
is
And
well.
so like we're both really when you're mixed with both of those is the oddest thing to me because it's like,
You're lost.
who are you? And it really boils down to how you were raised and how often are people who are mixed raised in a mixed household.
When in doubt, just go to Egypt.
That's what they all do.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Funny thing about that is the Egypts that enslaved the Hebrew people. So
And that's East Africa.
You don't even believe
People-
him. Stop hitting the button.
People on the slave trade came from West Africa to the Americas.
He's not wrong.
you're wrong.
What's his face? So,
Most East Africans.
Two words, bro. White.
the slave trade went all the way to
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
no.
That nigga wasn't in the sun.
No,
Exactly.
you talk about
follow a
black and
black
white
Savior.
people
Third
having-
generation Hebrew.
being mixed or whatnot. What about people from the Philippines?
I wouldn't know about that because
Wait,
those are
wait,
not my people.
Wait, stop
Why
talking.
not?
Stop talking. I'm at the Black
Because
Dynamite.
I don't know them.
I'm at the Black Dynamite.
I didn't grow up in that
Coffee
culture.
is brewed. White people like coffee. And if it's a white man barista, it's a he. So when he brews,
Wait, what?
when he brews for the white people, he is brewing his love and life
I love it.
into their culture.
That was perfect. That was perfect.
That was beautiful. Only problem is burnt. Have you ever had burnt coffee before? Imagine them in the sun building all.
Oh, this is a nigga in this.
Oh my goodness.
That was flawless. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
But no, I mean, but
Because
what?
because the slave
Well,
trade
no,
went all the way
yeah,
over to
I
the
know.
like
I know. We when I
Finally got it.
when the slave trade happened, the last stop was America. So most of us went to the Philippines and the Dominican Republic and South America and all of that. Like, but those Asian Africans, whatever you want to call them, they have a culture. They have something. They were able to build off of what happened to them once they got there. We didn't. We never got that.
We got black jaws.
did you say black jaws?
Black Jaws.
No.
And it was only the states where that happened to though, because Puerto Rico has
No,
their own culture.
I
Jamaica,
agree. I agree. Like, Black Americans, we suffered the most.
But then that goes back to adoptive culture then, because you saying that my buddy can't adopt his family's culture is backhanded. That means Dominicans aren't Hispanic. That means Puerto Ricans aren't Hispanic.
But they are.
They're
That's
not.
the thing though.
They're not. They're black.
You can't tell them that though.
but they're black.
But
so
no, you're
everything
right. I
that-
think, and it's
everything
low key,
they
it just
adopted-
became the wave of them being Afro, Latina, like that just started.
Everything they adopted isn't their culture. They're black. They're Africans. They just adopted that shit and became something.
Yeah.
So
that
they-
culture already existed, not those people.
So
No,
by
that was two different cultures mixing together.
well, no, because they were slaves when they got there.
Dominican
So
Republic
they
is
didn't.
all black. It was like empty. It was just black people. They stole their. I'm not stole is an aggressive word, but
Colonized.
colonized their cultures.
Assimilated.
That culture.
Sounds nice.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
assume direct control.
but no, like I said, I get it. I get what you're saying. And I think you're one in a few that are able to be that neutral when it comes to their culture. Because I think most people go through an identity crisis and trying to figure out who they are and where they belong. And I think you are fortunate enough to be able to be comfortable with where you are and be a part of both of your cultures at the same time.
That's not nicer than how I would have explained it.
No, you would have told me I was being a bitch.
No, I wasn't gonna say that.
Sister, what's your perspective?
Thank you.
You're also cute.
Being black, I think. I mean, and I can agree with everybody here that is that it's the dopest thing that you can be. Everybody wants to be us. Can y'all not while I'm doing this, please? Jeez. Oh my goodness.
How many
I
snaps
hate
is it?
y'all.
3. It's a Z.
I was only
Okay.
three.
It's a, make a Z.
First of all, nobody does that anymore. That is so 90s. Thank you. Thank you. Anyway.
All this
but
black
no,
sauce.
like
Jeez.
being black first is our. I talk with my hands. Thank you. Anyway, being black, I think, is the dopest thing in the world that you can be, and at the same time, it's probably the most terrifying. Being a black woman, I think, is hard. It is. We are already assumed to be these strong, resilient, superhuman beings, and as much as that sounds like a compliment, it's a
actually a curse.
double-edged. It's a double-edged sword.
I call
That's
it
what I said.
You know.
I call it the hardest job in the world because you
Can
already.
you not mansplain while I'm talking? Now, it's a double-edged sword because when you have that hanging over your head, that automatically when I'm, and not me per se, because, and I'll go into that, but your average black woman is looked at as just being this really strong, resilient person who can handle and take anything. They legitimately throw everything at us, and we are expected to handle it without an attitude, without grace. I mean, with grace and without an attitude, like, oh, okay, this is normal. And so we go through so much more than I feel like we should, from childbirth being more difficult because we're not believed that we're in pain to, it's so much stuff. Or our black, and it's, I hate to go there, but we are a character, however you say that word, in comedy.
Caricature.
Yeah, in comedy, black men act like these angry black ghetto women, and it's funny. But in real life, we shunned. We're ghetto. We don't want to be dealt with. And it's so, that back part of being a black woman is difficult to deal with. But I think I wouldn't trade being a black woman for anything in the world. Like, I think I did go through a period of wanting to be something else, wanting to be exotic, look exotic.
A mild identity crisis?
Yeah, because that's what was praised, and that was what was okay, and that was what was accepted, and they didn't go through nothing. They didn't have no hardships, and so it took a minute for me to kind of be like, okay, you know what, regardless of these things, being a black woman is probably the best thing that a woman can be, because at the end of the day, everybody wants to be us, in some shape, form, or fashion. When you look at these quote unquote white women, Kim Kardashians and your Ariana Grandes and things like that, they are, whether it's our skin tone, our style, the way we talk, whatever it is, we are the most emulated thing in the world, and I think as flattering as that is, it's
negative,
it's a little
positive.
bit creepy. It's a little bit creepy.
I have a two-parter question
What?
for you, without triggering anything.
No, you're fine. But it's
Because it's gonna sound like I'm triggering, but I'm not trying to be.
Trigger
But
alert.
You're fine.
There's two parts. One, do you feel like black men are the only type of men that get tired of their own women, and that's why you see a lot of black men in relationships, and like outside of like other cultures? And then two, the strong black woman persona. Who made that persona? Was it women that kind of, I don't need a man, I'm gonna do what I want to do, strong black woman thing, or is it men just not being there and kind of like forcing that on women?
Okay, let's go back to the first part. You were saying like interracial couples. I think that we have to go back to as far as how other cultures work. A lot of other cultures are brought up and taught to stay within their race. And it's really big that, I don't care who you date, who you're friends with, but when you marry your own woman. You don't marry outside the race because of how deep their culture runs, and they don't want to mix cultures because they don't want nobody sacrificing their beliefs in their culture
Or their identity.
Yeah. And so we don't have that. So it's easy for us. It's easy for black women and black men to be like, I don't need to be with another black person because that's not ingrained in us like it is in them. Same way with white people. That's not ingrained. I mean, racist white folks, KKK, those folks, yes, they are very big on that, but that's on a racial racism level, not a cultural thing.
Whoever
I had
you
to
mar-
explain that to somebody.
wait. Whoever you marry Brittany Ann, they put raisins in that potato salad.
Like that's a racial thing. That's not a cultural thing.
Yeah.
Most
That
people
cornbread come from a box.
like other races, it's cultural about marrying within the race, but unfortunately with white folks, that's more racism. But I don't think that it's. I mean, I guess, and not that I think that that's a bad thing that these other cultures are like that. I understand, preserve it because we don't have it, and I think if we did, we would be less inclined to do so. But since we don't. That's not that important to us. It's it's whatever. I can mix cultures, whatever.
Well, you know why? Because the black genes, the Ivan Ooze gene, we mate with you. We're sucking you into the blackness. You're dark now.
That is true.
You're dark now. Yeah, because down my line, that was gonna be faded away. I had a white grandma. That's what they're gonna say.
Yeah. No, then you gonna have that one blonde hair, blue eyed baby, and they gonna be real confused. Like, where did this come from?
I don't think the best thing is going to get like a sandy hair. I don't think blonde is going to.
Yeah, I don't think blonde.
Well, no, I'm talking about down the line.
make it.
I think so. I think so.
Yeah, my family's dark.
Sand. I give you sand.
I got like
And more
two.
black.
I got like two.
No,
light skin
they
eyes.
won't be
I'm
blonde.
going to be somewhere.
They won't be blonde. It'll be a brunette color. That's where it be.
Black people just say brown.
Well, you know,
Or black.
he's not.
Those two different colors, though.
You're right. You're right.
right,
You're
you're
right.
right.
You're right. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Technically, I am a brunette.
So what? All right, so answer the second
weird.
question. The second
Such
question.
a weird thing to say. That is such a weird thing to say, but no, I'm a brunette.
You like brunettes?
I'm
sir?
a brunette. He. Anyway, but no, the second question. Okay, say that second question again.
The second question was the strong black woman thing.
I think that.
Did you guys wall yourselves in with the way you're with your? It sounds weird. Did you wall yourselves in with your strength? You know what I mean? Did you become?
I think.
Modera.
I think it. I think it's a.
Wrote yourself into a corner.
Oh yeah. Did you write yourself into the corner being a strong black woman?
I think it's a mixture. I think yes, that is part of it, but I think it comes from a place of always having to be strong when you go back to slavery, because of course that's where the story begins. And we had to be strong then. Mm-hmm. You know, we were in the field just like everybody else, and we were bearing children on top of being in the field, and you know what I mean? So it starts there, and then, you know, you add, well, you know, yeah, wait, before you get to that, you add in, and I'm real big on this, the whole the medical part of how it was taught that black people don't feel pain like regular people. And so when you you know, and even to this day, because I feel like I experienced that myself when I had two of my kids, they like wouldn't listen to me. I'm like, I'm in pain. I know I got this epidural, but I'm in pain. And they kept telling me, oh, you know, you're fine. And I'm like, no. I'm in pain. And I was in, like, Jordan was probably my hardest birth because I was in pain.
Well, you know, God frowned on that one. You had some heathens in your vicinity.
Anyway, but no, so like, when you add that in, and then when you add in how the government did take the black men out the picture in the 70s, and we, as the black family, we never kind of recovered from that. It was more of us having to be strong. And, you know, it was never a choice. You know, a lot of black women didn't get to choose to be the strong, independent black woman. They had to be, you know, and it's not, I think it's crazy to think that most women, although they have this persona of just being a strong woman, it doesn't mean that they don't want a man. It doesn't mean that they don't need a man. It's just that they're acting off of what they know so that they can take care of themselves, because a lot of them didn't have anybody to take care of them, or they didn't see nobody taking care of their mother, or they saw a man who just chose to not take care of their mother.
I just want to, like, it's just a fun fact. Like, you saying that just made me think of the statistic of this table of how many of us didn't have a father at home growing up.
Yeah.
3 out of 5.
Yeah, literally.
3 out of 5.
40% of this table.
And yeah, and so like, I think that.
Do I still count?
I mean,
yeah, technically.
Technically,
Okay.
yeah.
Your father was he around?
Yeah, for I think till I was like 12.
Okay, well, you count. So, but yeah, and so like, I think
Was it cigarettes or milk?
which one he gonna get?
What do you leave to go get?
Or another family? Those are the
Nah,
three.
y'all know the situation. Well, technically, I guess it was another family.
Cigarettes, milk, or another family?
But yeah, and so, you know, it's just. But yeah, I think we upkept that persona of being a strong, independent black woman, and I think the 90s kind of created this thing out of being a strong, independent black woman. I don't need a man, blah 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 blah. And so,
Thanks to Beyonce.
well, no, not even that. I think it's just. It wasn't not Beyonce. No Scrubs came out.
TLC has some
Beyonce.
responsibility.
Right,
for
I'm
that.
gonna say, like, come on now, you can't blame Beyonce.
And Khalees.
No scrubs.
Right?
No scrubs was the quality of the man.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't want a hobo.
I don't want a trash man. Yeah, I want a man that
Well,
drives his
no,
own
well, we
car.
can say the same thing about Bills. That was the same thing. I don't
that
want no
was about
broke
somebody-
nigga.
To the left is what is that? I don't need a man.
That's in the 2000s.
But that's
though.
early 2000s.
No, actually,
that
that's
was
later.
before mid
later
2000s. Mid
yeah.
2000s.
Yeah.
But that was
Yeah, but then she backtracked with Ring on it, so you know she's a hypocrite. Cool.
This is not a bash Beyonce
It always
session.
is. Nah, I feel you.
But no, before then, like the 90s, I feel like, because that's when we grew up. And so, and you know, we have friends who grew up with single moms, or, you know, dads who really weren't dads in the household and stuff like that. And you had to watch your mother be this strong woman, take care of 2-3+ kids, and you as a girl, you watch that, and it's like, okay, I can't trust and depend on a man for nothing. So let me learn how to do and take care of myself, and a man is optional. And that it kind of just evolved and rolled into what it is now, and in our community, because it's not like these things don't happen in all cultures. Like I think everybody suffers with it in some way, but with Black people, it's so much worse, because it really pitted us against each other as men and women. Like, there is really this divide amongst Black men and Black women now more than ever. And that is something that I don't know if we will be able to really come back from.
No.
I think that this is a permanent division.
It's a violent attack on masculinity as a whole. So that it's going to hardest fill that gap when that process, that ideal is gone in general.
Well, because, you know, Black women nowadays don't want to need a man for anything. They don't want a man to take care of them, because in their minds, that's like, oh, now you have power over me. I can't do that. I can't let you have that. And that, I mean, like, the mindset is just wrong, period, when it comes to relationships. And I feel like that's a whole nother podcast, though. But, you know, like, that's the thing. Like, the
how do we control bitches? Yeah, that's the name of the podcast.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Wait, what'd you say?
Thanos.
But yeah, and so it's
I got the rent stone. All I need is utilities,
5 more,
and weave payments, and now I have it forever.
I lost
but
the
no,
stone.
and that's a real thing, and maybe we can talk about that next week.
We can talk about. I lost a stone because you have your license now.
So now she can physically leave.
Now I can leave.
'Cause you know why? Car notes under rent, bro.
Got it back.
But no, I think, and we can talk about this more next week, but, you know, there's a disconnect when it comes to relationships in the Black community, especially with like that under 30 age too. You know, it's kind of like, you know, a lot of people try to correlate allowing a man to be a man and provide and do things with power. And that's not what it is. It's, at the end of the day, it should. I know you not. I just know you not over here making faces.
He not. It just something just trying to take care of you, good.
But no,
Jody. That's Jody, isn't it?
yeah, I think so.
Where'd you get it from?
I don't know. It just popped in my head.
Bro, you got it. Oh. Look at you. You're Black is trying to escape, bro. You're Black. You're
trying to come
Black
out.
is quoting BET movies, but you're over here talking about heck yeah. You're Black and they're just sizzling, bro. All that unsalted butter and guac,
It's
avocado toast.
He's trying to run into Joe Biden's book.
Wait, what?
Joe Biden's black soul taking Bible. All them coons that didn't vote for him.
Oh man. Okay. Anyway,
Grimoire.
but yeah, that could
You're a
be.
little
We can talk
lighter.
about that more
Next
next week. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, relationship dynamics and whatnot. But I did want to ask everyone.
Groceries.
Name the stone.
Doulahan. I did want to ask everyone to end our Black History Month podcast. What Black person, fictional or non, has had the most impact or influence on you?
Oh, okay. I was gonna say something. I was gonna ask. I was gonna end a different question.
What?
What's something really white you want to do when this month's over with?
You know what? I like that. I like that.
Where's yours first? Though? Where's yours first?
This month, I've already had oat
No,
milk. and-
No.
My
Black character. Black
Oh,
character.
yours. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. What black personal, fictional, or non-fictional has had the biggest impact on you? Go ahead and say Bill Cosby.
Hey,
Or Will Smith.
Hey, you are a Cosby kid, bro.
Sorry. Heathcliff Huxtable. My bad.
Yeah, you have. I don't know, man. There's been times Brittany's got sleepy when you want her to get sleepy.
I was late to the party, but I got it.
Baby, I think you need some milk. You've been talking a little too much over here now.
Papa has needs. You look like Idris with the hot ones challenge.
What? What?
No, the biggest black person. Wait, is this fictional?
Fictional or
Fictional or
non-fictional?
non-
Non-fictional. Well, it's my martial arts instructor. That's the easiest one because he pretty much raised me, and yeah, him. Outside of the, I think fictional is fun. I will say, Uncle Phil, Fresh Prince.
That's a good one.
You know, he was a light-skinned brother as myself, part of the LSA, Light Skin Association. And you know what? Honestly, watching Fresh Prince growing up, he was successful. You know, and that's always my goal was to be able to get to a point where I can leave my kids something other than debt. And you know, he was a judge. He done made it. He was from the hood, little street kid, now lawyer. So I really looked up to him to do everything I possibly could, education wise. That's why I went to college, the career path I chose. Trying to make money. Yeah, that's it. Boom. Let's get it bop. Who's next?
Nonfiction, Frederick Douglass. I'm serious.
No, I believe you. I believe you. We had no reason not to believe you.
Like, especially even more recently, finding out not only how much money the man made, but how much property he owned back at that time.
Yeah.
Like, he was unfathomably successful for him to be black in the 1800s. Like,
Do you know he has a writing cred on Illmatic?
I did not.
He doesn't, but go ahead.
Nonfiction would probably be the same person, because
His dad.
Pick something different.
Bill Cosby. I mean,
You said nonfiction.
I'm oh shit. Fiction.
Heathcliff Huxtable.
Fictional would probably be the same person though, because
You know he said Uncle Phil, right?
I did. That's why I said the same person at first, but it would probably be Uncle Phil, because I mean, yeah, I watched a lot of black sitcoms. You know what? No, it wouldn't be. It would be Carl.
Yeah, that makes
For
sense.
Family Matters.
Yep,
Okay. I'm like, what? Carl Winslow?
it would be Carl Winslow.
Kyle Winslow. Kanye West bars in my head. Sorry. Kanye Winslow.
Like, he was a cop. He stood up for his children. He led direction for his family.
He apologized when he was wrong, which was unfathomable for black people back in the day. That's good. Let's go take that. My grandfather, and you know that's why I am as humble as I am. That's how you feel, okay? No, seriously. I'm a very confident man because of him. I'm changing my tone.
Okay.
Very confident man because of him.
That's a better word.
Believe in myself and my family name, and you know, a little insane because of him. But that's just a byproduct of loving someone. Fictional. Actually, it would be the dad, Marlon Wayne. Is it Marlon Wayne? Not Marlon Wayne. Which Wayne's is it from My Wife and Kids?
Damon.
Yeah, Damon.
Damon Wayans. I liked him because I always wish I had I love my grandfather, but he wasn't like active. You know what I mean? He was older at the time. Marlon Wayans was like a younger dad where he was like very active with his kids. And so like I really liked watching that show because like that's what I would have wanted. You know, a dad to play sports with or like, you know, very active in my sports life, you know. I had my uncle, but you know, he had his own kids, so you know, I only shared him. I had to share him, you know what I mean? So like that's kind of what I wanted. So I was really into that show. My wife, and it was just really funny too though, but he's the type of father I would have wanted, or I plan to be in the long term when I have kids.
Not bad.
Little white kids.
You said what?
Them little white kids.
Hey, I'm telling them from the jump, like, look, I'm having a cup of coffee, I'm having some milk. This is mommy, this is daddy.
You said you're holding this example. You said, look, what color is that? It's dark, daddy. Exactly.
Exactly. Then you know what though? I can't do that because you know what she's gonna do? She's like, hey, this is milk, this is chocolate. Boo, it's chocolate milk. I'm like, God damn it.
No Nesquik.
Keep adding more milk.
No Nesquik.
Nesquik, yeah.
Chocolate just disappeared.
I'm gonna come with
Chocolate and milk everywhere.
I have a few. Yeah, actually, my few are more on real people.
Pick one.
I can't pick one because I have reason. I have different reasons for all of them.
Yeah, it's between Blade and the first Black Power Ranger. Hey, we have the same lining.
Whistler snap.
I hate you so much. I'm mad you just pulled that out of your ass out of nowhere.
I didn't know what I was doing.
You just pulled that one right on out.
It's like, damn, name 2 black people quick.
Spawn.
Okay, so fictitious person, I say Dwayne from Different Worlds. Because smart man, but he's also kind of like he's very lame like I am to a degree. He wasn't the most popular person, but he was well known. He was smart. In terms of real people, I have 3. When I was younger, I said it was Will Smith, just because Will was just that dope black dude, 90s and early 2000s. And still a dope black dude to this day. But as I got older, and where my mindset is, especially with, you know, black identity, I put, as much as I don't like career-wise, but as a human being, LeBron and Barack Obama are my 2. Because they put the image.
LeBron James?
Yeah, LeBron James and then Barack Obama.
Wow.
And I say those 2 because of the image that they portray as black men, because it is completely breaking the complete norm of what people, or at least white culture, believe black men are, or what they're supposed to be like. And they're hated for part of that reason.
Yeah, LeBron just had a really big win in the media this week, actually. You saw that?
With which what?
With Zabit, the soccer player.
Oh, yeah.
So, you guys been following. So the soccer player, Zabit, like really famous one in Barcelona, right? Told LeBron, he's like, you're a very good basketball player, but you know, stop doing politics. Like, stop talking about race and stuff like that. Just play basketball.
Pretty much like no.
Pretty much shut up and dribble. So LeBron was like, no, I do my research. I start schools. I do my stuff. And then he goes, didn't you 2 years ago talk about how racism in soccer was affecting you and blah, blah, blah? So he fact checked him and brought up the time the guy did the exact same thing in the media, and then dude apologized.
Yeah, because he said, I will not apologize for doing what I think is right.
Exactly. So, yeah, that's good picks. Barack is always a win.
Always.
Yeah. Most hated black man.
Man.
Well, mine would be, is a real person, would be my grandma, as much as y'all. I know y'all had y'all incident with her, but I swear to you.
So I felt the sky open up.
She honestly, I mean.
It's not even. Wait, no, it's not even a hand sign.
Y'all, it's so hard being the only girl here. I get such a hard time.
Wait, you have hands. Your grandma. She's waved to the grandma arms, and the sky broke open.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Bastards.
Crack a piece of cornbread.
Damn, son.
I'm done. Sorry, I was racist. She's a nice lady, though.
She really is the sweetest. I promise y'all. She really is. I'm a lot like her. So be careful.
We're gonna have to tell people why the story
One day.
One day.
One day. Anyway. But no, I think like she instilled a lot in me. You know, she was, when we went with her, when I would be with her, me and my cousin, it was like etiquette time. And, you know, I learned a lot at a younger age on like just how to be a lady and what to accept from men and things like that. And, you know, she was the one who really instilled in me, like, the world is white and it's not fair. You got to be twice as good to be half as good. And like those type of things. And she started with us when we were really young. I mean, like 7, 8, you know. And
smart.
So like those type of things stuck with me. And I mean, they still do. And so I am really grateful for that. Fictitious. I don't know. I think I'm going to go with, and not so much that I looked up to these people. It was just like I guess I just really appreciated what they represented. So like Claire Huxtable, of course, because she just seemed like an awesome mom, you know, and she was smart and she had a job. She was her own woman, but she was also just like a mom, and you can tell that she cared. And you know, with the way she taught lessons, and I always felt like I wanted to kind of be like that. But also, Lisa Landry from Sister Sister. Oh my goodness.
That's hilarious.
She was so fun. And it was like, if anything, I want to be that. I want to go out and do stuff with my kid and have fun. And, you know, and I think that those ideals stuck with me because I can see how I tried to emulate that a little bit with the way I parent and stuff.
You know, I think the problem is people don't know how to transition from Claire to her.
No.
You know what I mean? You can't be one of those your whole entire life. At some point, you got to be Claire Huxtable to get you killing the right track. And once you're sure you're killing the right track,
You could be Lisa Lynch.
you can be Lisa. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
She still plays a really like that style of character in
yeah.
Young and Hungry.
That's a good show. She does good in that show.
Oh, I love her.
Oh,
The
Jackie,
mom from
Jackie Harry.
yeah, she's in there as a maid. She's funny.
I didn't know we could do multiple. My other fictional one.
Well, I kind of broke the rule. It's not.
My
I
other,
couldn't pick one.
Well, y'all didn't need to do both, but
my other fictional was Terrence C. Carson from Living Single.
hey, you know what?
Man,
That's
the
a
dark-skinned
dapper.
guy, right?
Yeah,
man,
that's a dapper
like, I don't
man.
know, like yes, he was smooth. His clothing was like
That's
three-piece
Max
suited.
St. Charles, my favorite father.
Like
Attorney Headlaw, my nigga.
he was like he was responsible. He was smart. Like
I you know what? But and it's funny being a woman and looking at his character versus what was the name, Obi.
Oh,
no, Obi was the light skinned
No,
bald.
I'm
he's
saying
saying, like,
versus him.
Oh.
Obi was the guy that was like, that's the type of man you want. He was the one that was like, that's the man you stay away from. You stay away from that one. You don't go near that one. He's too smooth. He's too slick. You don't want that. You don't want that.
Obi ass nigga, boy. Hook.
Don't let him fool you. He was both at one point.
All right, then now name one real quick. White thing you gonna do when the month's over with?
Have your girl cook them pumpkin bars again.
Boy, them pumpkin bars are
I want to just
Eat
pause.
them pumpkin bars.
The delivery wasn't perfect. I know what you're about to say.
No, but it was good. It's so quality because pumpkin is a white
it's
thing.
a white thing.
Bars, but also referencing that you're a white woman, the one. Like it was so much whiteness in that. I think we missed that. Like that's a
true.
very good answer.
That's a 3-tier whiteness. Yeah, I need a white woman to make me some white bars made out of pumpkin.
That's with a black man. I mean, we are. We're 4 levels deep.
holy
Yeah,
trifecta.
and we exception in that whiteness.
I can't top that. I agree. I want pumpkin bars as well.
I guess we could just agree as a unit because that's the only thing I think about right now. Damn, that fucked me up.
I don't know because I've been doing white stuff all month, so I don't know. I've been looking for houses, trying to own property,
Trading stocks.
I mean,
Raising your kids.
I had oat milk today. I'm a parent with both my children. I'm here.
I need now is
You forgot one.
you got 3.
I said you forgot
They're
one.
both.
You said both. There's 3 of them.
that black is sneaking in. That black snuck in.
Okay, yeah. There's a little bit there for February. And I had oat milk in my coffee today. So
Now you need some quinoa now.
what's that?
You have it in your rice.
Oh,
Your brown rice.
my brown rice I have.
Oh
yeah.
man,
I have that.
what we need to do. This is like my new place we just moved into. There's like 8 ramen places by me we need to go check out.
I'm with it.
And some pho. We get some pho.
I'm with
Pho.
it.
Pho?
Yes, pho.
Oh shit. Damn, see, I try to be white. Just bring me black. Just bring me black, man.
It's Korean.
I thought it was pho, nigga.
No.
Damn.
It's
Been saying
Korean.
pho for like 30. No, it's not.
No, it's Thai. It's Thai.
It's
My
Thai.
bad.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's
Thai.
real black. See, we try to be less black, guys.
That's them guy rolls, man.
I'm never changing that.
Nah, it's gyros for life.
It's
bro.
gyros for life. They gonna place my motherfucking order. With that tomato sauce.
What you got, sis?
I don't know. I'm gonna ride with IbeFriction. Buy a house.
I'm so upset that that's a white
I
thing.
fuck that, yeah.
You know,
I'm so upsetting.
get approved for this loan and get a house. You know.
I don't know, but I'm gonna go in the direction Brendan went. Probably just eat some of Raylan's mom's cooking.
Yeah, unseasoned love. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I want
Fried turkey.
She makes one good thing and it's stuffed bell peppers.
Jeremy, boiled goose.
Boiled goose.
You say
Can we watch
boiled goose?
rom-coms and
Turducken.
go to Starbucks?
Shh, you're taking mine. I wanted to do rom-coms and facial masks.
I really was thinking of rom-coms.
I saw the post you posted. You tagged Emma in with
That dude,
He's
bro.
got all the. I mean, he just got just
I'm
an
like,
epic facial. You're like, hey.
you don't let me like you say you do. That nigga got everything done.
She said there's a lot going on here, but she never really addressed it. Like, hey, are you doing this or not?
literally. I'm like, where we at? But all right. But yeah. Well, this was No Time to Explain.
Wait, Brendan ain't do his.
Oh, Brendan did it. This was the first one.
He did 6.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
Yeah, the 6 level pumpkin bar. 6 levels of white. This is
Very good answer.
this is Eagle Humble Bragger. This is our.
Oh, wait. I got one.
Yes.
Go buy me a high thread count bed sheets.
Okay.
All right, I'm glad you added that.
I'm glad you got that out.
I'm
man.
glad you got that because that just made the show so much better. This was Eagle Humble Bragger. And this is damn it, see now.
All right,
No Time to
guys.
Explain with-
Thank you. This is Mrs. IbeFriction. This has been No Time to Explain. Peace out.